Yo, what's going on there, Mac Fitness peeps? It is Wednesday, and we are going with the What the Fuck Wednesday workout. It is going to be an interval-based workout, and we're going to go with a 45-15 time sequence for today's workout. The way it's going to work, it's going to be 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. You're going to have 5 different exercises, and you're going to go through it 4 times. There's no rest at the end. Once you complete it, you simply go from that last exercise right back into the first one, completing 4 rounds. So it's a total around 20-minute workout. But we've got a nice ab core finisher in there after this to take you through to about 26 or so minute workout for the entire workout. So let's get right into it now. Go into the warm up, and the warm up here today is going to be our standing hamstring pulses. We're going to show you those. It's then going to be our shoulder rolls, right? So we're just going to roll the shoulders out because we're working with the scaps and the scapula with some scapular push-ups later. And then we're going to go into some jumping jacks, right? Just get that heart rate up, get it elevated for us, all right? Then let's go into the actual workout. We're going to be doing some staggered or split stance good mornings. Going to have the weight loaded in the front. For those good mornings, you're going to do right and left, right? So right's going to be 45 seconds. Left's going to be 45 seconds. From there, we're going to go into a goblet 3/4 or pulse squat, which is basically a goblet squat, goblet pulse squats, right? We're just not coming up into full extension on those. And then we're going to go into some scapular push-ups for 45 seconds. Really working on feeling and understanding what it feels like to move through the scapula, top end range of those push-ups. And then we're going to finish out with some dumbbell combo raises, right? So it's going to be a combination raise. So let's go right into the first exercise or the first part of the warm-up, which is going to be our standing, right? This is going to be our standing hamstring pulses. So with this, what we're going to do is we're going to get one foot out in front of us. It's going to be a staggered stance position here. One foot's going to be out in front, one's going to be back behind us. Now, trying to keep our hips and shoulders squared up. We're going to be on back foot is going to be on the balls of the feet. From here, we've got a neutral position of our hips. And what we're going to do is we're going to work that tilt. We're going to tilt those hips, hinge at the hips, push the butt back till we feel that stretch in the hamstrings. From here, maintain a flat back, and we're just going to get our pulses. We're going to get 5 pulses on one side, right? We're then going to go over on that other side, same exact thing, right? Hips go back. Let's get 5 pulses on that right or left side, obviously vice versa. And you're going to get a few pulses. You're going to do that 5 times, right? You can do it on one leg and then go on the other, all right? Just warming up the back legs, working the hamstrings. Next one here is going to be our shoulder rotations. We're just going to roll the shoulders, right? We're rolling the shoulders back and forth. We're coming all the way back behind us, and then we're going to come all the way back and reverse that motion in the front. And we're going to work these back and forth, right? 5 times, just working through. We're going through scapular elevation, retraction, protraction, just getting some movement all the way through the scapula and the shoulders. You're going to do that 5 times front, or 5 total times, right? Forward and backward on those. And then you're going to go into the next, which is going to be your jumping jacks. As always, guys, it's going to be a jack up choice. If you have issues, again, with impact, knees, joint issues, we're just going to go into those step jacks, right? Otherwise, we get into some jump jacks. Remember, in the jumping jacks, we don't have to come all the way out super wide, only shoulders, right? So here, work your jumping jacks, right? You can also work some seal jacks for you. Doesn't matter. You're going to get 20 of them, and you're going to go through there twice. All right, guys? Now we're going to go into the actual workout. Now, for the staggered stance or split stance, good morning, we're going to have a single dumbbell right up in front of us here. I'm going to grab my hand either on my wrist or on the dumbbell from here. I'm going to have 1 foot back behind me. All right? I don't want it too far back because I don't want to open my hips up. So I just got it slightly back behind me, maybe about a foot's distance in between your feet. All right? I'm going to keep that weight close to my body, not touching, but right off the body. And then I'm working that hinge. I'm going to get the hips back. All right? I'm going to feel that pull in the hamstring. I'm going to feel the back of the leg. Once I feel that stretch in the back of the leg, I'm going to contract that glute, bring my hips back up, or bring my hips back into full extension, and then continue to work those reps, keeping that weight close to the body. Don't let that weight go. Don't round out the back. So we're keeping a straight line from the head all the way through the hips, and we're working those good mornings on one side for 45 seconds. You're going to rest 15. You're then going to go to the other side. We're keeping hips and shoulders square on those. Next one's going to be our 3/4 pulse squat, or our goblet pulse squats, right? Keeping the weight up here in this goblet position. You can have a kettlebell, you can have a dumbbell. It's entirely up to you. Find your squat stance, hip shoulder distance. Make sure we've got the knees always tracking over second, third toes. We're gonna hinge at the hips first, bend at the knees. but we're not coming all the way up here, right? We're gonna go in that 3/4 range of motion, which is gonna keep the tension on the quads and glutes the entire time as you're working through these. If you have to rest up because the pump gets too much, simply stand up and then get right back into it. Next, we're gonna go into those scapular push-ups. So I'm gonna bring this camera down just a little bit here so that you guys can see. Hopefully that doesn't fall. We'll find out, right? So push-ups either from the knees here, guys, or from the feet here, making sure the head is out in front. My hands are gonna be just outside the shoulders, right? I'm gonna be slightly far back. So what I'm doing here is I'm working through the range of motion of the scapula, completely kind of twisting, pushing my hands into the floor to rotate so that my elbows are facing, points of my elbows are facing the opposite walls, right? So I've got that scapular push-up, come back down. So we're almost, and then we're bringing those shoulder blades together. The pits of my hands face directly out in front of me. And then I kind of raise up, come back down, and we're just rotating through, right? So we're getting scapular protraction as well as elevation. We're getting scapular retraction as well as depression as we're going. This can also be done from the knees here, right? But I'd like to see all of us come and do this from the feet. So again, it's not that much of a movement. So right here in this push-up position, we're pushing the hands into the floor, rotating, the elbows facing out. Again, rounding out that upper back, right? So we're getting that scapular retraction, or protraction, I should say. Come down into the scapular retraction and protraction. Again, getting both elevation of the scap as well as depression of the scapula. And then for the final one here, guys, right? If you have trouble with that and you struggle, just simply go down and hit some push-ups for the 45 seconds. But what I want on the scapular push-ups, and the reason you would do that, is to get better acquainted with scapular movement, or the movement of your shoulder blades, right? And then finally, guys, we're gonna finish out the workout here with a combo raise here. So it's gonna be kind of a lateral raise with a upright row almost. So we're gonna have a hinged position right here. So if you notice, I've got my hips back, slightly hinged position, straight line. Dumbbells, head of the dumbbells on the thighs. I'm gonna bring them out and up here, right? And as I bring them up, I stand up tall, bring it back down to the start position, right up here to the finish, right? So we're getting not an upright row, right? But it's kind of a combination of that front raise, high pull, and upright row, right up in this position. 45 seconds on those guys, right? Then you're gonna go back to the top and finish out the rest of the workout, right? We're then gonna go into our finisher here, which is gonna be down on the ground. You're gonna do 2 rounds of this, guys. All right, so once you're done with that part of the workout, 4 rounds through there, we're gonna come down, we're gonna do our ab workout. It's gonna be 45-15 sequence as well. We're gonna have 3 moves, and we're gonna do it twice with the 45-15 time sequence. First one here is gonna be laying flat on the back, right? So hands are gonna be out here. Now, if we're going elbow to knee crunches, if you have some low back issues, you can get a little bend in the legs to start. We're gonna bring the elbows into the knees, crunch it up right here, back through there, right? Elbow to knee for 45 seconds. We're gonna rest 15 seconds. We're then gonna flatten out. We're gonna get our X crunches, right? Force that low back in the ground. Then we're gonna work our X crunches. Then we're gonna rest 15 seconds before we finish out here. Hands back tucks, hands back behind us, whatever direction is best for your shoulders. Bring those knees into the chest there. That's gonna be 1 round. We're gonna do 2 rounds of those, and that, my friends, is your What the Fuck Wednesday workout. Enjoy it. Comment below if you like it. Peace and love.